Thank you for joining us today. Before we begin, please turn off or silence all cell phones and refrain from speaking throughout the remainder of the program. The following exercise is a very intense and graphic depiction of various forms of oppression that occur in our society. Each individual will have a different response and reaction to what they experience. If at any time you would like to leave the journey, please approach your tour guide and you will be escorted out. Once outside the journey, we ask that you wait for your group to finish the tour and you rejoin them for the processing component of this program. At no time should you interact with any of the actors, and we ask that you remain silent at all times. This experience is about observing and reflecting. Only if actors ask for your participation should you comply. At the close of this experience, there will be time to debrief and share your thoughts and feelings, and you will be offered several community resources that can be utilized if you have any residual thoughts or feelings. Lastly, the actors are just that, actors. They have volunteered their time to use this opportunity to address issues of oppression, power, or privilege. Your role in this experience is to observe that experience and reflect, not to judge the actors. We appreciate your time and we hope that you gain an increased personal and civic call to action to fight everyday oppression in our society. Thank you for taking the first step and enjoy the journey.
Oppression, I think that's something that I live constantly on this campus, and as Chicanx, being a mujer and being queer.
One way I've experienced oppression throughout my entire life is while I'm walking around, people like to throw coins at me. And even here on college, people continue to throw coins like pennies, nickels, and dimes. And when I was younger, I thought of it more as a joke, but as I got older, it started to make me feel like trash, knowing that people were just throwing leftover coins directly at me, expecting me to pick it up.
I'm a queer Latina. I grew up in the States, so I did really feel that whole feeling of having to assimilate. I really do feel the sense of not fitting in where I grew up in, and feeling like I need to accommodate others in order for them to feel comfortable with my culture and who I am.
I felt oppressed on my third week here at campus, actually, when I went to shake the hand of another girl at a club meeting. And she asked me what ethnicity I was, and I said I was Chinese, Vietnamese, and Cambodian. And immediately she dropped my hand, and she said, "Oh, you're one of those people, because you're a mixed Asian. You're not pure Asian. You're not completely East Asian. You're just a mutt, basically." And that made me angry, right? Because it's not like I can choose my heritage.
I'll be the only black student in my classroom, and the professor would point to me just because I was black. And it's probably not to offend me, but it offends me because he expects me to answer the questions and answer for every other black person, and I can't do that because I am my own individual.
Being African American at San Diego State, walking on campus, it's frustrating. I try to say hi, make eye contact to other individuals, other students on campus, but yet they want to put their head down and walk away, or act like they're on their phone, or ignore me when I say hi. That's not right.
Freshman year when I lived in the dorms, I was bullied a lot for my gender, being a non-binary trans person at the time, and then later figuring out I'm actually a trans girl. People didn't take my gender seriously, they misgendered me constantly.
It's very difficult by putting all your hard work into something and people just downplaying everything you do. You never realize the hurtfulness, the exhaust, the stress.
It affects who you are as a person because I am black. And so I do carry this skin color. I can't go home and wash this off, but I'm also a student who wants the same education as everybody else. So it's very difficult at times.
I still get people misgendering me every day and always wondering what's in my pants, when who I am and what is part of my body isn't any of their goddamn business.
As you can tell, it gets very tiring to have to keep fighting, because it's not just, you're just not fighting for one thing. I'm not fighting just for my race, you know, I'm fighting for who I am as a person.